the old you and I. Sever them clean. Clip back the yellow leaves, focusing only please on the emerald green.
Live from TEDX here.
TEDx, hi.
How would you make New York a greener apple?
How would I make a greener apple? Oh man, I think maybe we should probably get rid of some of the taxis. Just go, I love what they're doing right now with like closing down Broadway and putting streets and tables outside. And I think that we just do more of that in New York City, make it more pedestrian. I think we've got it made. I mean, people would be so much happier and we'd be hand-holding on this street again to come up. So.
I would make sure that all the really brilliant, attractive, cosmopolitan people found their love matches so that they would be happy. And then I would make sure that these wonderful people reproduced all the time and that everyone recognized everyone's potential.
A greener apple? Oh my God. I think it's always fresh. There are people coming in and out of the transient society, and I'm just here to transit through and affect people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't live in New York, so I'm not the best person to ask about that. How would I make New York? More bicycles. More bicycles in DC. I don't know if they have the program here, but in DC, because I don't live here, but in DC they've got a program now which is just exploding of bikes parked like they do in Paris and like they do in London, and people are actually using it. People are actually taking the bikes a lot, and people are leaving their cars behind and biking. It's good for them and it's good for the greenness.
I think everyone doing their own thing, getting together in small communities to really, like in the UK there's a thing called transition towns where people get together and create local initiatives, and I think that's, I see a grassroots movement coming, as well as all the government stuff. That'll encourage our politicians to make good choices.
To make it a greener apple, I think a lot would be with what I've noticed is the garbage, the street trash, and being able to take care of that a little bit more efficiently and proactively.
I think they're telling us to go back in. What do you think? All right.
A greener apple. I would paint the buildings on one side of the city green, and so when you looked at it, you'd say, well, that's a green apple. Yeah. Seems pretty straightforward.
I like that answer.
I got a better answer.
Okay, go ahead.
I would require half the citizens to swim to work, once a week in the summer.
A greener apple? I like a Granny Smith. I do it all the time. I just take the subway. It's fucking easy. Take the subway.
Greener apple. Well, I love what's going on in Chelsea. I mean, I went over to this old building that's been turned into restaurants and bakeries and all that stuff, and I think that doing more of that, reviving these communities and making New York not thought of as this big New York identity, but it's, as in all cities, it's made up of neighborhoods. So every time I come to the city, if I can find a new place that I haven't been before, I'm always amazed at the community that can exist there. And I say to my wife, we could live here. We could live here. So I think it's just doing what they're doing, is not tearing down buildings. And the High Line is amazing, and what they're doing along the greenway along the river, and people running and riding their bikes, and they're planting stuff. I mean, that's just magnificent.
If you're feeling helpless,